it's Saturday morning and I decided to do another walking, talking live stream. So yeah, I decided to define, encapsulate, like really get into the crux of what is the issue with loyalty and why is it that so many people don't know what it is, don't understand its value, and are emotionally bankrupt. Yes, they're emotionally bankrupt. So I kind of thought about it. I did a live stream last week talking about loyalty and consistency, and I thought, am I too serious about this? And I can joke about some things, but I think when it comes down to loyalty, I'm not saying you have to give loyalty to everybody, but there is a problem in our society. And actually somebody did a video about this, talking about loyalty and how some people are just fair weather friends or fair weather acquaintances, and they just want what they can get out of a situation or at a certain time, but they're not consistent in their mind, their heart, or their anything. And I think I know why people are like that. Yes, there's always been people like that, but I think, and I know actually, when you look at the instant gratification culture, people want something in the moment. They're afraid to be alone with their own thoughts for 5 seconds. They're so afraid because every time, and I've really started to think about this, every time someone has been a fair weather friend, a fair weather acquaintance, or inconsistent with me, they will always preface it by saying, I feel lonely today, or I feel lonely in this moment. But they're not a consistent being. My best friend, she's very consistent. When you talk to her and she says something, her word means everything. Your word should mean everything, really, because if you utter something, it should be something that you truly think and feel. Don't just utter nonsense. Really don't. And then another thing too, I think, if you are part of this fair weather culture, then look for like-minded people that just want trivial things. If frivolity is your cup of tea, then frolic in that crowd. But people that are more endearing, that prize loyalty, they don't like frivolity, and they know what the problem is with frivolity in their mind. They actually think things through, and you don't. And I hate to say it, but there is an emotional bankruptcy in society nowadays. And I'm not saying people in the past weren't like that. There's always been users, but it's much more easy, I think, to be a user looking for instant gratification. Sometimes people treat others like a website or an object, and I really do think it's because we just live in a society where people don't think, if I don't really feel something consistently and I want to see something through, whether it be a friendship or whatever, maybe I shouldn't say it. They will say anything that pops in their head, or they want that instant gratification of not feeling lonely for 1 second in time. They're afraid to be by themselves. And this guy actually was talking about it in a video, and he did a really brilliant job. He said, you know what? True friendships, true companionships are maybe only on one hand, maybe two if you're lucky. But these people that claim to have a room full of friends, those people are not really their friends. They might have a lot of acquaintances. And I always think back to my best friend's example, that she was dating this guy years ago who claimed to have many friends, just so many friends, and he would travel around the country, go to their weddings, spend big bucks on plane tickets, okay, to fly these different places, because all these people were his friends, and he needed to go to the christening for that child or to the wedding of these people. But then, he got sick, and he needed to go to the hospital for an operation. And he was actually broken up with my friend at this time. So all those friends, all those people that claimed to be his friend were not there for him when he needed them. And the only person that was there to take him to the hospital and to take him home was my friend. And she did that for him. And she knew at that point they weren't going to be together anymore because they had issues. But she was willing to do that for him because she has this loyalty for people that's just like amazing. And I kind of talked about it. I think people that come from diaspora communities that had to flee their country to come to the US because of political strife, like they have this immense loyalty to other people and integrity that I don't want to put down people in the Western world, but the people that just grow up in this instant gratification culture, they don't get it. They will never get it because their minds are not expansive enough. So yes, my friends, loyalty is everything. Does that sound really serious to you? Perhaps. But I challenge you from here on in to never say anything that you don't truly think and feel, to never pursue like acquaintances or friendships that you don't want to see through. If you're not consistent every day all the way, don't waste people's time. Don't waste yours. Go find something trivial with somebody who doesn't really care about you, and you don't care about them. If you just want to use people and have them use you, that's great. But loyal people don't like it. And I know for myself, okay, people are really good at just cutting off the disloyal. And for me, I think for the longest time, I didn't have these good boundaries where I'd be like, you know what, you're disloyal. You're not somebody of integrity. X you out of my mind. But I will tell you this, COVID, selfish behaviors, just people being users has really brought home to me that I don't want any more fair weather friends. People that just want to talk to you when they need something or feel lonely for 5 seconds. But then, the next opportunity comes along and where are they? Or you have a deep conversation with them one day and the next day it's like, it never happened. That is not integrity or loyalty. And I guess a lot of people really operate that way, but it's kind of an emotionally bankrupt way to be. And I would rather be a person with loyalty, integrity. And you know what? I do have humor in my life. I have fun in my life. And I just feel so good all the time. But it doesn't have to be in a fake, like faux chill kind of way, Like it's in a real, authentic kind of way. But authenticity scares the feeble-minded. And that's just my truth. And that's the truth of loyal people. So, goodbye.